Hello. Welcome to the post-game show of the men's basketball game tonight. Iowa beat Southern University from 89 to 74. First of all, let me get started by saying if you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 400. The other night we were at 390. We lost 4 subscribers with the last podcast. I don't know if we hit some sour notes or what happened with that, but we lost 4 people. So see if we can't get those 4 people back and 10 more. All right. Next in the line is like this. As soon as you get on here and you start looking at it, hit the like button. Let's go for it. Okay. All right. So the men tonight come out and now they are 2-0. Okay. So make sure we got all this information right here. So Bryce Stanford is the star of the night. 22 points, 8 for 10 of shooting, 6 from 8 for 3-point land. He also had 4 rebounds, which, for somebody like him, I look for that. An assist, he had 1. I would rather see him uh, get more assists. Cooper Koch, he played. He was 1 of 2 at the free throw line and just had 1 point tonight. So anyway, the team totals for the night are the team was 32 of 60 um, from the field goal range, I guess. 18 of 40 from the free throw line. They took 43 pointers, guys. Wow. That's a 40, but they did shoot 45%, 53% overall for the game. 7 of 12 on free throws, which they didn't get to the free throw line much tonight, but 58% doesn't cut it. You need to get a couple more balls on there. But I'm not sure where this team is headed yet. I really am not. So, but anyway, Brock Harding, he didn't see a ton of playing time tonight. He only had 3 points. He was 1 for 2 for shooting, 1 for 2 on 3-point goals. So he did play 15 minutes. He had 6 assists, which is what you would expect from Brock. Um, Josh Dix, 14 points, 5 for 11 shooting, 2 for 7 from the three, 2 for 2 at the free throw line. And he also had 5 assists with and 2 rebounds with 36 minutes of playing time. This is where I expect Josh to be all year in that 14, 15, 16 point range. Dembele played he only got 5 points. He was 2 for 5. He was 1 for 3 from the free throw line. It bothers me. I wish Dembele wouldn't go out to the free throw line. I mean, I know he can hit it because he hits them every now and then. But he had 8 rebounds. Okay, that's not that's what we look for. Like with Dembele, eight rebounds, and he played 28 minutes. So he's gotten that. Peyton Stanford, supposed to be our star of the year. 17 points. 6 for 13 from the field. 4 for 11 of the 3-point shooting. That's poor 3-point shooting. I would love to see Bryce get about 3 more of those and bring his average up a little bit. 1 for 3 at the free throw line. He's going to get Bryce. I mean, Peyton's going to get fouled a lot this year, so I'd like to see him get better at the free throw line. It's early in the year, but I like this. He almost came close to a triple double. Um, he had 8 rebounds and 7 assists. He did turn the ball over 6 times, and he played 35 minutes. And he had a steal, by the way, in case you're curious. Owen Freeman, 15 points. Um, I think for us to be completely successful, we're going to need a couple things out of Bryce. He did not shoot bad from the free throw line tonight, 2 for 3. 6 from 11 from the field, and he did hit 1 of 2 from the 3-point land, so he's 50% there, and I'm guessing 60%. 2 for 3 is like 60%, right? On the free throws. But he's definitely going to have to work on his free throws for the future because he's not going to always shoot that well. 8 rebounds. I would love for him to try to get into doubles. 10 to 12 rebounds a game would be perfect for him. He did have 4 personal fouls, and I think that's the biggest thing he's got to work on is not being so grabby, touchy feely, and everything. And so I think that's one of the things he needs to work on. He had 2 assists and he played 21 minutes, but he did block 3 shots. So good for him. Evan Bronze, I think he didn't play much. 2 minutes total. He has no stats. But the one thing with Bronze too, I'd like to see with him, even when he's only getting 2 minutes, I'd like to see a rebound or two come from him because that's what he's there for. Okay, Thelwell, 12 points. Arguably, I mean, after 2 games, his best game as a Hawkeye, 4 for 8 from the field goal. He 3 for 7 from the three-point land. So he's doing well. I think I like the way he was playing defense tonight. He was getting in their face and he was getting grabby in there and he got called for no foul. So as grabby as he was getting. Okay, and I'm looking at this though. He only has 2 assists. I would expect more from a guard assist on that. And he had 1 steal, but he had 1 turnover. So basically the steal and the turnover negate each other. And so that being said, of course, we talked about Bryce already 8 for 10, 6 for 8, 0 for 0. Um, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. He also had 2 fouls and he also played 28 minutes. So, um, Cooper, I think, is going to be fun. I like Cooper's game. He's going to get better at it. He really is. I can't wait to see him improve his game. But I would say that they had a hard time putting the Southern team away tonight. Every time they start to build something, that Southern would come right back. The one thing I noticed about Southern is they're very, very quick, very quick, um, and they're very athletic. And they weren't afraid to mix it up and get in there and get the rebounds, pull the rebound down, and stuff, and step into our lanes and take the balls away from us. Honestly, I don't know anything else about the Southern or what their schedule looks like, but it wouldn't surprise me to see them win a whole bunch of games, at least within their conference. I mean, they looked kind of well coached. They didn't look undisciplined when they were out there. They looked very disciplined on what they were trying to do, and they always seemed to have a guy open every time they'd fool our guys and work on a guy, but I don't know if these guys are seniors, juniors, and have more experience than our younger people because our younger people were caught standing around a couple times and stuff. But all in all, I would say a decent showing for the second time out. Let me see when their next game is going to be. By the way, Southern was 0-2 tonight. After this game, schedule. Okay, so November 12th, which is Tuesday. Oh, great. The night of my podcast. 6 p.m. Looks like it's 6 p.m., 8 p.m. Central. So that would work for me. That would work for me because I can get my podcast down and get right in front of the TV for the South Dakota game. That should be fun. And then after that, they've got Washington State, which they play in Moline on the 15th. That's a Friday. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thanks, Hank. I appreciate you covering that for me. Usually, when my phone gives me game times, it gives me specific standard time and from the games, and my phone is not doing that tonight, and so it was getting me confused. And so, yeah, I'm excited for that game. Um, and not to diminish the fact that the women also had a game yesterday, their first official game of the season. I kind of wanted to talk about that real quick. The women, because it wasn't that long ago that I mean we've been following women's basketball at the University of Iowa for a long time, and alrighty. So, anyway, we've been talking about women's basketball and following it for a long time, other than schools. But it's really become a cool thing because they are sold out, and I don't know if you guys noticed that the men's was pretty special. Um, um, the men's fans in Carver Hawkeye Arena was kind of sparse tonight. It was kind of disappointed to see big gaps of empty seats tonight, and it just sad. While the women's seats were full last night, and yes, Hank, the absolutely the women have a really tough schedule. Non-conference coming up. They had their exhibition game in this game to be a little bit of a wake up call, but they do. Let's look at their schedule real quick since we brought it up. Um, okay. All right, so Sunday at Charlotte, North Carolina, they take on Virginia Tech. Now, Virginia Tech has pretty much like Iowa. I believe they've got a new coach, and they pretty much have turned over their roster pretty much like Iowa has. As far as starters, I mean, as we know, we got a lot of veterans that have played a lot of minutes for Hawkeyes going to be in the starting lineup. But as far as starter goes, we've turned them over. And then on the 13th, so 10th is a Sunday. They play at 4:30, I believe that's Central Time, and then they play Toledo at 6 o'clock Central on. Wow, the 13th. Okay, it looks like nobody's got a game going on the 14th. But anyhow, let me go over the stats from last night's game. Who's Kitely? Is that a mispronounce? Kitely? Not sure. Okay. But let's go over last night's game, and guys. Let's go over that a little quick. As I wanted to get on last night and do it, but I just didn't get it done. But the one thing that struck me about last night's game is the balance in the scoring that we had. Okay. Stokey had 11 points. O'Grady had 12 points. Now that's something great to see, guys. Is O'Grady in there because she's going to get a lot of playing time, and so to see her get out there and nail 12 points, but she did have 2 turnovers. She was a plus 11 while she was in the game. Yeah, I don't get the other information I'm looking for. Taylor McCabe, 11 points. Honestly, I mean, if Iowa can win some games, if they get this kind of balance from everybody, okay. Kylie Fierbach got the started scoring early and often last night, and she had 14 points. Lucy Olson, 19 points. She had 7 assists. Kylie Fierbach had 5 assists, and I believe Taylor Strimlaw had 5 assists. But let's go through the rest of them. Lucy Olson had 19. Ava Hayden. That's the person I'm most excited to see on the team this year. She had 4 points only. Okay. She had 1 turnover, no steals. Wait a minute. She had 1 steal and 2 blocks. Just looking for the rebounds, guys. Where's the rebounds at? Oh, there they are. She had 6 rebounds, it looks like. Okay. Oh, I was talking about Ava, wasn't I? Okay. All right, I need to go redo that. Ava had 4 rebounds, 4 points, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 1 steal. No, 0 assists. I'm sorry. This line sometimes when they're small. Then we got Tegan Mulaney. I'm not sure how that's how they're saying it, Mulaney, which would be kind of cool. She's was 6 for 10, 1 for 5, and 1 for 2. Her stat line though, she was 14 points. Yeah, she looked like she's gonna be a keeper. Look, excited to see her come around and just be around the team all night. Um, Taylor Strimlow, I like what she brought to the table last night. 3 rebounds total. Well, only 2 points so right now, but she had 5 assists, and Lucy Olson had 7 assists. I mentioned that, didn't I? Okay. So AJ Ediger. Okay, I'm glad to see her get some playing time. She was 1 for 1 on field goals. Shows she made 2 points. Okay, last night. Jada Jimfi. She was 1 for 1 and also made 2 points. Both of those girls got nearly 7 minutes of playing time, and they're veteran holdovers from last year, and so it's good to see that they're in there getting some minutes. I think they were gonna see their minutes, increase as the year goes on and more they get comfortable. Callie Levine only 2 minutes last night, 0 for 1. She did have no assists, 1 turnover, and 1 steal while she was in the game. She basically came in at the end of the game when the game was pretty much decided. Um, Kelly Levine is somebody who will be like is closely becoming my personal favorite. I saw a couple of interviews she did, and she's just a fun person. She is just a very fun person to watch. She probably won't get as much playing time this year until people like Feuerbach are gone and McCabe is gone. Feuerbach leaves after this year. Olson will be gone after this year. So yeah, she'll probably get more minutes next year. She's just going to have to take the minutes that they give her this year and just go from there. But this team, I think this team, being unranked and everything is a slap in the face. But I think they can do it. I think they can get back. At least my goal for them is to be a top 16 team to where they could still host 2 games at home. That would be where I would love to see them this year. Okay, sorry about that, guys. But anyway, I didn't mean for this, to be a long podcast tonight. I just wanted to talk some hoops and men and women's hoops tonight, and we will see you. I will be at the UCLA tomorrow. I might try to do something live from UCLA and Rose Bowl at the football game tomorrow night. We will hold our regular podcast on Sunday for the UCLA Iowa game. Hopefully, we're talking about an Iowa victory. Um, yeah. Okay. So anyhow, the way it is, I'm going to make some changes on the podcast and the way we do live, and I will explain that at another time. Um, we just because we do live, things happen live that we can't that just happens and things get off the rails. And our last podcast, things sort of went off the rails from what I had hoped it would be, and I apologize for that. I think that's where we lost our um four subscribers. So, but anyway, I'm going to try to not to let that go off the rails anymore, guys. I'm going to try to take better control. But this is a live show. Things happen. We react. You know, commenter, you guys who comment, you come out there and sometimes you come on, you come on and you do your thing, and we try to answer all your questions as faithfully as good as we can. Um, and sometimes, some of the things you guys say, we react, and we shouldn't probably react sometimes the way we do. So apologize for that if anybody was offended by some of that reaction the other night. So we're just going to keep on pushing forward and apologize for the last um, podcast, and we'll do our best to make sure it doesn't happen again. Okay, guys, I'm out. Enjoy the football game tomorrow night, and I will try to do one of these right after the women's game on Sunday. and then I'll turn around and do a live football show with the other two guys. All right, talk to you later. Bye.